The atmosphere had always been different whenever Zhang Ling and Tian Ziwei appeared together. Even when they were surrounded by cameras, bright lights, and countless fans, there seemed to be a quiet connection between them that was impossible to ignore. Their chemistry had become a favorite topic among fans for a long time. Every smile, every glance, and every small gesture between them seemed to create another wave of excitement across social media. But nobody expected the moment that would eventually become the emotional highlight of the night. The event had started normally, with celebrities arriving under dazzling lights and photographers calling their names. Zhang Ling appeared calm and elegant, while Tian Ziwei greeted everyone with her familiar warm smile. As the evening continued, the two found themselves standing closer than usual. Fans immediately noticed that Zhang Ling seemed unusually thoughtful whenever Tian Ziwei was nearby. He laughed at her jokes, listened carefully whenever she spoke, and occasionally looked at her when he thought the cameras were focused elsewhere. Those tiny moments quickly became the subject of fan discussions. People wondered whether there was something more behind their comfortable relationship. Of course, neither star had publicly confirmed any romantic relationship. Their fans understood that celebrities deserved privacy, and many simply enjoyed watching their friendship and professional chemistry. Still, that night felt different. During a special segment, the host invited Zhang Ling and Tian Ziwei to participate in a conversation about meaningful people in their lives. At first, both stars answered carefully. Zhang Ling spoke about gratitude, saying that certain people can make difficult periods in life feel much easier. Tian Ziwei smiled as she listened, seemingly curious about where his answer was going. Then the host asked Zhang Ling whether there was someone he especially wanted to thank. The room suddenly became quieter. Zhang Ling paused for several seconds before looking toward Tian Ziwei. The audience immediately reacted. Tian Ziwei looked surprised, and her expression slowly changed from amusement to nervous anticipation. Zhang Ling smiled softly before saying that there was someone who had made many moments in his life brighter. He explained that this person had supported him emotionally through simple kindness, laughter, and understanding. Although he did not immediately say her name, everyone seemed to understand who he was talking about. The cameras turned toward Tian Ziwei. She lowered her eyes and smiled shyly, clearly affected by his words. Then came the moment that made the entire atmosphere change. Zhang Ling finally looked directly at Tian Ziwei and expressed feelings that sounded far more personal than a simple thank you. He spoke about how rare it was to meet someone who could make ordinary moments feel special. He admitted that, over time, he had begun to realize how important she had become to him. The audience became almost completely silent. Tian Ziwei looked emotional, appearing unsure how to respond to such an unexpected confession. Zhang Ling continued carefully, making it clear that he did not want to pressure her or make her uncomfortable. Instead, he simply wanted to be honest about the feelings he had been carrying in his heart. His words were gentle rather than dramatic. That sincerity seemed to touch everyone in the room. Tian Ziwei eventually raised her eyes and looked at him. For a few seconds, neither of them said anything. The silence itself became one of the most emotional moments of the evening. Then Tian Ziwei smiled through what appeared to be tears in her eyes. She thanked him for being honest and said that his words meant more to her than he probably realized. Her response was not loud or theatrical. Instead, it was quiet, sincere, and deeply emotional. She spoke about how important it was to have someone who understood you without requiring many explanations. She said that some people enter your life unexpectedly and slowly become part of your happiest memories. Zhang Ling listened carefully, his expression becoming increasingly emotional. Tian Ziwei then explained that she treasured the moments they had shared and hoped they could continue supporting each other regardless of what the future brought. That answer caused an emotional reaction throughout the audience. Some fans described the moment as heartbreaking because neither person seemed interested in making the situation into a dramatic spectacle. Instead, it felt like two people simply being honest about how much they valued one another. The emotional atmosphere became even stronger when Zhang Ling smiled and thanked her for answering honestly. Tian Ziwei laughed softly, wiping away the emotion in her eyes. For a moment, the glamorous event seemed to disappear around them. There were no flashing cameras, no stage lights, and no roaring crowd in their world. There were simply two people sharing an unforgettable conversation. Clips of the moment quickly spread among fans, who praised the tenderness of their interaction. Many viewers said that what touched them most was not the idea of romance itself, but the respect and sincerity shown between the two stars. Others pointed out that public moments can easily be misunderstood, reminding everyone that neither Zhang Ling nor Tian ZIWEI had officially confirmed a romantic relationship. Still, the emotional exchange became unforgettable for fans. It reminded viewers why their on-screen and off-screen chemistry had attracted so much attention. Their connection appeared effortless, filled with laughter, warmth, and mutual respect. Whether people interpreted the moment as friendship, affection, or something deeper, one thing was undeniable: it touched hearts. As the event came to an end, Zhang Ling and Tian ZIWEI exchanged one final smile. It was a simple gesture, but fans immediately noticed it. There was no dramatic announcement and no grand promise. Instead, there was only a quiet understanding between two people who clearly valued the bond they had created. The night eventually ended, but the conversation continued to live online through countless fan posts and emotional reactions. For many viewers, the most beautiful part was Tian ZIWEI's response. She did not respond with a simple yes or no. She responded with gratitude, sincerity, and emotion. That made the moment feel deeply human. Perhaps that is why fans found themselves crying while watching it. In a world where celebrity moments can sometimes feel carefully rehearsed, this exchange felt unusually intimate and genuine. Whether it was a confession of love, a declaration of deep affection, or simply an honest expression of appreciation, it became one of those moments fans would remember for a long time. And as Zhang Ling and Tian ZIWEI walked away from the spotlight, one thought remained in everyone's mind. Sometimes, the most powerful love stories are not defined by dramatic words, but by the quiet way two people look at each other. For now, fans can only treasure the beautiful moment and respect whatever relationship the two stars choose to have in their private lives. But one thing is certain: their emotional exchange created a memory that captured the hearts of thousands, leaving fans smiling, crying, and wondering what the future might hold.